Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, 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 welcome to Phoenix Free Press. It is Saturday night. It is Saturday, the 10th of February, 2024. Good evening, good night. We are here. I am here. I am here. Are you? And I have my drink of choice. It's a cup of coffee tonight. I am here. Are you? Please let me know your drink of choice. Drop your drink of choice. Share our live. Our guest will be in studio in a few minutes. We're going to get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Phoenix Free Press. It's Saturday night, guys. We are here. I am here. I am here. Are you? Tell me audio good. Tell me your drinks is ready and locked and everything is on point. Just tell me we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yes? Giving you guys some time to get in here and trying to get the link. Hmm. 1 second. All right. I got it. You guys are here? I'll start in a few minutes. 1 second. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am here. I am here. I am here. Are you? That's it. All right. I am here. I am here. I am here. We are here. Are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Phoenix Free Press. We want to get into it tonight. It is the 10th of February, as I mentioned, second month into the year of 2024. And um, we're never out of news. Like we're never out of breaking news or breaking events. We just, for 108 square miles and 100,000 people, we just have a lot of news, and not good news, but we always have all these jarring stories, these riveting situations. We have no accountability in whatsoever. Hmm. Let's start tonight's program, my lovely people. Let's start. Tonight's topic, hospital negligence. I know everyone read the article from Observer with regards to deceased Wendy Abbott, RIP Miss Wendy. This interview spoke about her surgery that she had and what happened after, and how she deteriorated to some extent, and some of that is through my conversation with her daughter Wenisha, who will be joining us. Well, actually, our guests are already here in studio. I just looked at the chat room. They are here. We want to give you guys some time to give them a voice and an opportunity to be heard, because this is a very, very serious situation. So tonight's program, your engagement matters. It sincerely, sincerely matters tonight. Tonight, I want us to unravel together this hospital crisis. When I say a hospital crisis, the Sir Lester Bird Medical Center hospital crisis, because it is a crisis. It is a crisis. So much so that today I asked a couple of people if you can just swing by the hospital, so when we come live tonight, we can say, I swung by the hospital and I saw this and that and that and that. And one person sent me a video where Sir Malwin Joseph was at the hospital today, Sir Lester Bird Medical Center. And he was, looking on, I guess, on the individuals who were doing the construction and different things. Well, there's actually a lot of brickwork, like still block work is what you call it. Yes. Cement work being done at the front of the hospital. That's what's happening. I guess when you pass by the hospital and you see that's immediately in your head is like, oh, they're working. But they say you can't put good wine in old wine skin. Doesn't taste the same, you know. And when you patch things up and you patch up a here and a shoulder and a anyway, so tonight we are unraveling a hospital crisis, a live investigation. It is live, it's ongoing, it's happening. You know, you yourself, you at home listening, even if you're watching this live now, or you're going to watch this live afterwards, or you're going to watch this live weeks in advance, trust me, you'll be able to relate because you must have had an experience. We trust not as what the Wendy sisters, Wendy's daughters have experienced, and many others who've lost family members at the Monk St. John's Medical Center. Well, now Sir Lester Bird Medical Center. Yeah. So tonight, your engagement matters how? Because it determines what happens after. When you hear these sisters share, it determines what your action is going to be because um, tonight we're coming together because you're joining this live because you want to be a part of this discussion. You want to hear what they have to say. We're not just here for melee. We're not here for drama. We're not here for, you know, just entertainment. We don't do entertainment only. We do education, you know, and we do informative, uplifting discussions. Everything that we do here is for the betterment of people and for lives and livelihoods, you know. So tonight we are committed to unraveling the truth without any bias or any agenda. No party over people. I'm going to repeat again, no party over people, just the facts. Whether in the comment section or on our discussion platform tonight. So after this live session, mark the date. I mentioned it a couple of times and send it again, February 10th, 2024. Our investigative, I'm going to list a few words, investigative, persistent, unwavering, journalistic, inquisitive efforts must, and I say must, inspire significant change after tonight and in the coming days, in the weeks, in the months, and the years to come. If you, every single one of you, including myself, if you still prioritize party over people regarding this hospital issue that we're about to discuss tonight, regarding what these sisters experience, regarding what these two young women, what they're going to share with you, if you still decide to choose party over the people or other people when your situation come, like if you still prioritize, I'm going to say it again, party over people regarding this hospital issue we are about to discuss tonight, this live is for you. This live is definitely for you. It is for you. So in the next few minutes, we'll address critical questions related to the monks in the Sir Lester Bird, my correction, Sir Lester Bird Medical Center, and share a heartbreaking story that demands our attention and our collective action. And I mean action as a people. So don't just sit there, don't just stare, don't just, you know, just watch the live, share the live. These young women want their voices to be heard. They want you to know their story. They want people to hear. They want people to relate. They want people to be so upset that now it's 8 o'clock in the night, but you still can't go out by the Prime Minister's office and protest. You must get to that point. You must. No bias, no agenda. I'll let you hear for yourself. I just had a tip of the iceberg. I just had a little bit of it. A little bit of it. Yeah. So let's dive into recent events that set the stage for tonight's program. There's some key things I want you to see and watch and hear and, you know, meditate on. If you're unfamiliar with these stories, I want to highlight a couple of stories. So I have Wendy Abbott's daughter. Rest in peace, Mrs. Wendy, Miss Wendy. Her two daughters, DeAndrea and Wenisha, they're here. They're in the platform. They're right here. They're here with us. You heard of their experience, you read it in the Daily Observer. Everybody's had discussions on it, you know. Oh yes, in the hospital we need to change, whatever. What is it going to do? What are you going to do when you hear what's happening tonight? But let's make reference to a couple other experiences. Sunday, February 4th, 2024, Troy Allen of Point FM had his experience at Mount St. John's Medical Center. Whether the relation of his story or his experience is 100% accurate to the point of how it happened, or whether it was inflated due to inflation rate. Okay. However inflated it could have been, whatever the situation is, you heard of the Troy Allen situation. You've heard of his experience. Then Sir Malwyn Joseph had a press conference on Tuesday. Sir Malwyn Joseph had a press conference, an in-person press conference on Tuesday, addressing the hospital, or attempting to address the hospital. Then Sir Malwyn had another press conference on Friday, which was yesterday, on Twin Island Media. And everybody's busy. I know you're around making your rounds, doing things. You're busy. You can't just watch everything and say everything and anything. So I mentioned those events, and I would like you to keep them in mind. So to ensure that you keep it in mind, everything I mentioned there, I must give you two things I want to give you. You got your drink? What's your drink? Did you drop your drink of choice for tonight in the comment section? How you doing? Did you share the live? Tell me what's going on. Leave your comments. Let the engagement keep happening. I'm looking for the thing I'm going to give you. Let me find that thing. All right, where's that thing? Yes, here it is. Here's this thing for you.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Minister. Laura Hall, for Press 268. Seeing that the management team is not performing at the hospital, don't you think that maybe it is wise that you reshuffle them or move them around, see who can do something else different, seeing that they're not performing?
Well, one of the reasons why they might not be performing is because there's no operational and maintenance manual. That should have been in place. You see, when you set up a management system and you employ people, you say, for instance, you employ someone to manage your air conditioning. The organization must say, here is a maintenance manual. These are the things you're required to do. Then you can evaluate them and take action. But it would be unfair.
All right. I see people saying that they missed the one on Friday. Don't worry, I got you. I said I'm setting the stage. That's not I'm setting the stage. What did I say? I'm setting the stage. Now, I saw somebody said I shared the live, but there are so many other platforms, so many other people. Renisha and her sister are here, and they need people to be on the platform to hear their story. So share the live in other pages and somebody's message. Share it on Sir Malwyn page. Share it, share it. You're now hearing this. All right, I tell you guys now. Anyway, all right, don't let me jump ahead of myself. Listen, I got you guys, okay? I got you. You see these eyes? They got you. Okay? All right. Now, I want to give you just a little bit more. I'm going to skip through it with all due respect, Sir Malwyn. In the interest of time and what's on the agenda, we're just going to clip over a little bit. And then I'll tell you who asked these questions for the representative of Free Press 268. It might be for another conversation. You never know. It's very important. But yes, hold on. All right.
On a board basis, to look at the management and say you have totally failed.
Yeah, the management and yes. Next question.
Over time, you evaluate and then you can say, listen, or she.
Oh, and they aren't performing. So then if you have someone in the position now and they aren't performing, and you said you have to do a manual, so who's going to do the manual?
We have employed an engineer who has that responsibility as I speak. They're working on developing that manual.
When you do this manual, who's going to be there to keep up with it, to make sure that they are doing what they have to be?
The managers, including the very individual who is preparing the manual.
Pertaining to St. John's, now a day like today, we have lots of cruise ships in, but St. John's smells like urine. No matter where you walk, you smell it.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something that is going to be done about it? Because it's been going on for quite a while. You walk with the tourists on the street and you
Yeah.
hear the comments and you see their reaction to the smells. It's not something that's
That's fair
pleasant.
comment. The St. John's Development Corporation, I'm confident they have contractors in place that's supposed to flush the streets every day.
Well, I'm guessing it's not being done because even if you come early in the morning and walk the streets of St. John's, you're smelling urine everywhere.
And part of the problem of, as you know, the business places have set up sewage system where they put it in the street. And that's fair comment. I think you're right, and it's a matter that I will continue
And I
to push
think you
with
should
sector.
also look at the situation that there's a lot of the
Laura, my love being a girl. I want to drink it out. Sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Come on.
toilets that are available. I
push
think you
with
should
sector.
also look at the situation that there's a lot of
Hold on.
And I think you're right, and it's a matter that I will continue
and I
to push
think you
with
should
sector.
also look at the situation that there's a lot of the toilets that are available for the public to use. A lot of them don't work. And they also smell rather.
The toilets
No.
where they're located.
You have some down by the bus station,
Hmm.
and then there is some, I think, in the vendors mall as well.
Okay.
That they don't
All right.
smell. The smell alone is killing.
We make note of that,
And also pertaining to the report for Latifah George, I'm not quite understanding how come her report is taking so long to come, but the report for the tourist that had the accident at Devil's Bridge has been done, and that happened after the situation with Latifah.
but it's a totally different situation. The situation at Devil's Bridge was known to be a drowning.
But then they have to do the same coroner had to do a report.
Yeah, but they know it's a
and-
drowning. But the one with Latifah George involves more detailed investigation. But I'm not saying that that is a result of the delay. I do not know the delay. But what you have mentioned, they're not the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, y'all, drop some claps in that comments there right now before I go any further. I'm so serious. Before I go any further, so I can tell you all the backstory. Hey, drop the comments. Drop the clapping comments now. Drop a clap for my girl Laura now. Sorry, I didn't have the program plan like this, but hey, this is free press 268. I can sit here and be all prim and proper when we're talking to the knighted Sir Steve Morgan and asking the questions. But drop them claps in the comments now before I go further. So I can tell you the backstory. If you want to know the backstory, all I want to see is clapping in there. I'm serious. And certain people, I know your name, and if I don't see you clapping there, it's a shame. And then I said, clap some more. Clap for my girl. Hey, what you say? All right. I had the program planned to do, but it's Saturday night, man. I take off my work jacket, man. Let's deal with the issue. All right. So listen to this. That is the very first time my queen Laura Hall took the took the task at short notice. Okay, let me tell y'all the backstory. I didn't have this plan, but the queen's good. We here. I knew of this press conference since Saturday. I asked if there was going to be a link. I also asked about the agenda for the press conference. I was given that the press conference agenda was the Ministry of Health, and I was told no link and it's going to be in person. I said, yes, I will send someone. I reached out to Laura, and Laura's like, Nikki. And Laura worked over the weekend, and Laura went, and Laura represent Free Press 268. How you doing? Huh? Yo! And let me tell you all too, she could have done more. She something was sorted. Okay? I sorted her out. But it was her first time. And you know the jitters and but you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even tell. Eh? She basically wanted to say that St. John smelled like, but she said it smelled like urine. I was like, yeah. All right. Since I gave you all the backstory now, you had a nice take a sip, take a sip. Take a sip. Laura, it's amazing. Her first assignment, as in asking questions, journalism. Like, we're gonna find them, they're gonna come. Free Press 268, we're gonna do it. We're gonna ask them the question, watch them dead in the eyeball. All right. Anyway, all right. So you heard those questions by she's a videographer, Laura, well known iPhoto, whatever, but sitting like that, doing that, she did. Man. Eh, I feel so proud. I feel so proud. Anyway, yes. All right. Okay. My queens, I got y'all. Coming. So I said that. James, hey, James, don't distract me. So I said I wanted you to see that part. You saw Laura's presentation, yes? All right. I'd like you to just see a few minutes, just a few minutes of the interview on Darren Matthew Ward yesterday morning with Sir Marlowe and Joseph. And then we're going to take a sip, and then we're going to change gear because we can have a laugh. We can have a laugh. And then we have a sip, a cup of tea, and a cookie, and then we can get back to business. We can do that. Yeah. All right. Good. So hold on. Watch this. Listen to this, my lovely people. And thank you to Twin Island Media, of course, Darren Matthew Ward and
For
all the
them.
all the hard people working at Twin Island. Actually, I don't need this one, sorry. Let me do it here instead. What am I doing? Let's do it.
As
I can find it. Don't worry. I'll find it.
Pressure
I'll find it. Let's go back.
because it's brought to you with the kind compliment.
The pace.
Shaban Customer Environment, Sir Malwyn Joseph. I want to say good morning and a special welcome. And this is his first interview on Twin Island Media. You don't know how it has taken a whole year plus, but such is life. Better late than never. How are you, sir?
That's true. And there is a story in the book of Nehemiah. When Nehemiah was mandated to build a wall to protect the people of Israel. His enemies devised a plan, and that is to distract him. So they invited him down. When he did not come down, they then start to make allegations against him, and they made 4 attempts. The last one was to take his life. And this is a true story in the Bible. And Nehemiah made a profound statement. I am too busy to come down. In other words, he recognized that their distraction. When people are doing good work, you are likely to have people who want to distract them from their mission. And so my mission in Antigua and Barbuda is to build the most robust healthcare system, and nobody's going to distract me. Unfortunately, we have in some areas some weak spots where we don't get the management commitment and the management productivity. I'm hoping that I can contribute to the improvement of those areas.
You had a press conference recently.
Yes.
I did not get a chance to hear the press conference. I thought it was streamed live on ABS, so when I went back for the recording, Ernemy told me that no, they didn't stream it live, so there was no recording on their Facebook page. But the feedback that I got was that you are under a lot of pressure because of the challenges, significant challenges that are being experienced in the healthcare sector. So given what you just said about focusing on creating a robust healthcare sector, to what extent do you think that you have achieved in that regard? Because from time to time, we get the notifications from the PR at the hospital, this is not up. They're not doing testing. The operating theaters are not working. You hear the stories of routine surgeries, in today's Observer, for example, going awry. Granted, there are always two sides to a story, but the point is the headlines coming out of the Sir Lester Bird Medical Center are frightening, to the extent that people say they hope they don't get sick.
Well, let me ask you, who are the ones that's putting this in the media? It's the opposition. It's political.
So you think it's political?
Let me give you an example. The MRI was down, and I believe that it could have been handled better. I got involved, and within a couple of weeks, it's up. I had to bring in an electrician to probe into the problems. They said that the problem was with the compressors and things like that. When I brought in the electrician and someone with experience, they said, no, the problem is now with the compressors. They change the compressors unnecessarily. The problem is the wiring of the equipment.
Okay.
So the wiring was corrected, and so we have our MRI up right now. It's working. People are being diagnosed, and it was down for a while.
Yes, it
But
was.
you're not going to get from that media house that we now have a working MRI. The CT scan is working, and so most of the equipment they work.
How would you characterize the press conference?
The press conference.
A checking to see if you are paying attention, you know. A checking to see if you're paying attention. You paying attention? And you're sharing it live? All right.
Characterize it.
I characterize it on the basis that there were media people present there, and they hardly asked a question.
Okay.
Hardly asked any question. They did not challenge anything. They did not raise the issues you're raising there. Very few questions. But what happened, they took the information from the press conference and went and manipulated it and presented it, and one of my media persons shook their head and said, they can't believe what's going on here. And manipulated it.
Did you hear that?
Bank customers who receive debit.
Did you hear that regarding the press conference? Did you hear that? The audio is low, but you guys definitely can watch the full interview on Twin Island Media. Darren Matthew Ward and Kieran Murdoch and so on are over there. You can watch it. And I didn't say no. We have Wendy Abbott's daughters here with us. Wenisha LAREST is here, and Andrea, also we call her Didi LAREST. They're here in our chat room. I'm going to do something that I just feel very led to do before we have our discussion. And, you know, again, it's a privilege to have an independent platform that whatever you're led to do, you do it, you know? So I'm going to ask everybody on the live, and I'm even going to ask the two sisters. I'm going to add them to the chat first, and then, hold on. Okay. I'm just checking their settings here. 1 second. Hey, Wendy, I can hear you guys and see, you know, you just need to put on your microphone. Just connect your mic. They just need to connect their mic. Just give me a minute. Perfect.
Yes.
Good job, ladies. Good evening, Wendy and Andrea. Welcome to Phoenix Free Press.
Good evening, Miss Phoenix.
Good evening, sweetie. She has such a nice, sweet voice today. My queens, I just feel like before we do the interview, I just want us to just offer a short word of prayer, like for your
Yes,
mom, for yourself, for everything that's happening. It's not planned or anything. I just feel the need for us to do it before we start speaking. Is that okay?
of course.
All right. Heavenly Father, we give you praise and thanks and honor and glory because God, there is none like you and there's none that can match you. And Father, you know this platform that you've given me, it's for a unique purpose and reason. And as I sit with these sisters here, as they sit together and hold hands, as they go through this situation that they're going through, as everyone who is connected to this live, listen and watch. Father, we pray that we wake those sleeping giants up because we're giants, we're strong in our understanding, we're strong in identifying things that are not of you. But Father, sometimes we feel muzzled and silent or silenced. And Father, sometimes it's so difficult. It's so difficult to let our voices be heard for intimidation, for fear, for uh, lack of so many things. And I ask God that as we use this platform, as you use me and use this platform, especially in this particular situation, and for the hurt and the pain that's going on in Antigua and Barbuda, for the people who are there physically on the ground, going through the things that they're going through, Father, I ask that you just break what you need to break and shift what you need to shift and move who you need to move to make things happen and to let people's lives be better and more valued and for people to understand that they deserve better. So thank you for this opportunity and give both of these girls strength to be able to speak with us. And for those who are listening on this platform, let for tonight, let it not just be entertainment for them and for us, but let it be something that we take on together and call to action and to make things happen. This is our prayer in the name of the Most High God.
Amen.
I really don't know how to do this interview. Like, I don't know how to do this interview. And I'm telling you all the very truth. Because it's not a game. Nothing about this is a game. Nothing about anything that I do is a game.
That is true.
So, Manisha, I'm gonna let you start first, and then
Right.
Andre, I can let you speak. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead, Manisha. So,
So,
wait, one
oh,
second. One second. I want everybody to understand from the genesis of everything. So, I would ask you to give us like from the inception, like the date when she went up.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
just give us everything.
Okay. So, in terms of January the 25th, that is a Thursday, my mom went up there at the hospital. She wasn't feeling well. Her neck and her shoulder hurt her stomach as well, and she vomited about 3 times green fluid, lime green fluid. So we went at the hospital. We were in the waiting room for some time. Then they carried her into the emergency room, took her back out, put her into the waiting room, and then they put her in the wheelchair. My mom had pains out there in the waiting room, and nobody came outside. After a period of time, I even had to carry my mom to the bathroom. You hear me? To the bathroom. And she was in a lot of pain, and I cried in the waiting room. And I said, Mother, I don't like to see this, but when you go at the hospital, you have to wait, right? Unless you come in the ambulance, you have to wait. So we waited for that period of time. We went into the emergency room. They connected some things in my mom, her throat and different things, because they said it's the bile that is causing it. On the 26th, which is the Friday in the morning, and they did the x-ray, the ultrasound, or whatever else they did. They mentioned that she has a hole in her stomach and her intestine tear. They even mentioned that she has gallstones. My mom looked at me and said, Wanisha, don't worry about nothing. She even told my sister and I, don't worry, do not worry. When the surgeon's supposed to operate on her the morning, they wait until the evening. And my mother said, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. And all they could do is just give her ice because of the fact that the surgery or whatever, ice or something like that. So I said, all right then, okay, whatever the case is. My mom didn't look right in the emergency room. She didn't look right. She did not. She was in a lot of pain. She looked pale. And I said, why? Because of the fact I can't give her nothing to drink. I can't give her nothing because she's going into surgery. But she ended up being dehydrated. She ended up being dehydrated. And she said, I'm so thirsty. When I saw my mother look that way, I said, Lord, why? I spoke to a nurse, you know, so we can't give her nothing. I'm out there because I left. I went home to come back. I found out, well, you can't give her the ice. You can't give her not even ice. So they did the surgery in the evening. They did the surgery in the evening. And then the doctor said it was successful. I asked the doctor if she has any issues with her other organs, the lungs, the kidneys, the heart. She said no. And when they opened her up now, they didn't see the hole. They didn't see the intestine here. The only thing they see is the gallstones. So they removed the entire gallbladder. In addition to that, they put on the ward the Saturday. She was responding well and everything. I thought, okay, then my mother's going to be okay. Then the Sunday, I got a phone call from the hospital after 5 in the morning. We suspect that your mom has a blood clot in her lung. And I cried on the phone because I said, what is going on? And they said it's going to be okay. They put her on the ventilator. The Monday, they put her on the ventilator. She was an oxygen. She wrote, I don't want to die. My 2 brothers died. And I said to myself, why you have to put my mother on the ventilator? What is causing all of this at the hospital? You hear, oh, how she have pneumonia. Then it spread to 2 lungs. The area where they had to like put the medications in with the tube. You end up hearing, oh, you believe it might be infected. So you have to change it to the other side. And what I heard is you're supposed to change it frequently. And my mother suffered for no reason. And they put her in induced coma. She couldn't respond after that. The doctor told me they would be able to wean her off the ventilator. When I asked the doctors in the ICU questions, they directed me to one particular doctor. And when I asked that doctor questions, I'm asking too many questions and they don't have answers. I don't expect to hear that. I don't expect to hear it. You go hospital. You expect that, hey, if you do any surgery, you can live. Nobody wants to go hospital for dead. Nobody. I don't care who it is. Doctor's supposed to be able to monitor you before, during, and after surgery. You can't tell me, oh, because of the fact that you do surgery, that you had high risk to blood clot. And anybody who have anything to say is not your loved one who died. So you don't feel it like me. People may say whatever they want, they don't feel it because it's not their parent, it's not their mother, it's not their children. They can say whatever they want. I lost my life. She died last week, Saturday on the 3rd of February. When she was about to die, the doctor said, I believe it's sepsis. Her heart rate dropped in front of me. Her blood pressure And when you ask them questions, now even the one in the ICU, the doctor mentioned, oh, only God alone can help her. Because I asked regarding to the fact, how long my mother gonna be on the ventilator? One of them gonna tell me that if you are pregnant and you do a C-section, you're at high risk for blood clots. Nurses in there, doctors in there, nobody have on a mask. Nurses on the ward, and they're not even doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're on the phones, laughing or whatever, enjoying that, right? And when it comes to my mother, I saw her suffer up there. All they did was remove the gallbladder. That's it. Remove the gallbladder. And after that, you're hearing things. Nobody can tell me, oh, this and that. How blood clot travel so fast to the lung. A few hours after surgery. Where that come from? The ACs and them not working at the hospital. Not in the ICU, nor the ward. Nobody can tell me no foolishness because I had to purchase a fan to put into the ICU for my mother. I don't appreciate these things. When you go up there, you trust the doctors with your life. Some of them don't care because it's not their parents, it's not their loved one. And I deserve answers and I'm not getting it. I am not getting it from them. In the emergency room, I said, okay then, she can't get ice because she say, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. Couldn't even give her that because they say I can't give her any. The surgery is supposed to be in the morning and you wait until the evening. So she dehydrated for the whole day. Dehydrated for the whole day. You can't even put water on your lips or your tongue. And you want to tell me when time comes you talk about pneumonia? In too long, sepsis. I want to ask the doctor where she get this fever from. You don't know. You run tests, everything come back negative. This has nothing to do with politics. My mother died and I want answers. People complain about it too. People have their own experience, but when it comes to my mother, I want answers. I even asked the doctor, can't I do some kind of lung transplant, sign some kind of documents to give my mother my lungs so she can live? Because I was willing to do it. And she's not a candidate for lung transplant. They don't do it here. And they only remove it from dead people. That is what I was told from the doctor. You raised your voice at my sister and I. All we did, we wanted answers. How can you go at the hospital? Nobody, I don't care what anybody have to say. Nobody want to go hospital for dead. Nobody want to go hospital for dead. If you go at the hospital, doctor's supposed to monitor you before, during, and after surgery. They're supposed to monitor you.
Okay, Wendy, I want to get, sorry to cut you. I want to get some timestamps in so people can understand and to understand the unique situation with your mom, because I don't think some people would say with regards to gallstone or when you're having gallbladder issues, you'd normally have symptoms or you'd have pains. But you're saying, when I spoke to you earlier, you said that your mom went to the hospital on the 25th.
Yes.
And they did an ultrasound and they saw on the 25th, they did an ultrasound, they saw a hole.
The 26th, the Friday.
On the 26th, your mom went up.
No, she went up on the 25th, but the ultrasound, they did that the following morning.
Okay, good. So she went up. So was she having any kind of pains before? Was she showing any signs?
No, she never complained. The only thing my mom ever had was high blood pressure And on that day, which is a Thursday, she complained about her neck and her shoulder hurt her and her stomach.
And you said
She
she was
never
rushed.
had any issues before. She
What-
had the gallstones, yes. They
And,
removed the entire gallbladder.
and on that day, sorry, on the day or the day when she found herself wanting to go to the hospital, was it the same day that she was vomiting the green stuff?
Yes, the same day, the same day, the same day.
Okay.
And they mentioned that is from the bile,
Okay, so
which
she
is in
went
the
up.
gallbladder.
So she went up to the hospital on the 25th, and they did the
Yes.
ultrasound. The ultrasound showed that there's a hole. A hole where?
In her stomach and her intestine tear.
And her intestine is torn, and she has the
Mm-hmm.
gallstones. So then they did
Mm-hmm.
the surgery the following
Mm-hmm.
morning, which would be on the 26th.
Yes.
And then when they did that surgery, they didn't find any tear, nor did they find
No.
a hole.
No.
But they
They
removed.
even mentioned because of gas. That's why it looked like she has a hole in her stomach. Gas.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned also that she was rushed back, well, she was rushed to the ICU. When was she rushed to ICU? The 5 a.m. of the same 26th? In
The
the morning.
Sunday. The
So the
Sunday.
Sunday. So she was rushed
So she
back
was
to
on the ward the Saturday and the Sunday now. They rushed her to the ICU about after 5 in the morning. I got the phone call.
Okay. So I think the ICU, according to my dates here and the blood clot, that's on the 28th of January this year.
Right.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Andrea?
Hello,
Is she
Miss
there?
Philip.
Did
I'm right
you
here.
you can say Nikki, you can say Nikki. You sound a little bit far from the phone, or I think maybe it's my audio. So if maybe you can come a little closer, maybe you guys can turn up your audio. Because I can hear Renisha's voice good and strong, but I want us to hear yours a little bit too, a little more.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No need to apologize. I want you to give your recount of the entire story also, the unraveling with regards to your mom, how you got involved, and I want you to share your experience and your interaction with the doctors and nurses, and then I'll be able to ask you some questions.
Okay. Well, we went to the hospital 8 o'clock in the night, right?
Mhm.
And the doctors had to register mommy. When they registered my mom was complaining about her stomach. She's like groaning and saying, in pain. So she was on the wheelchair, sitting in the wheelchair. I was like, it was around after 10 o'clock at night. I was like, nurses, could you please deal with my mom? She has abdominal pains. They never listened to us. So one of the nurses I know personally, so I said, nurse, could you please even push it so my mom could do like x-ray or something? We went to the x-ray room 11:43, right? We were waiting for some time. There was a patient already in the x-ray room. Me and my mom waiting 11:43. This guy came 12:04, but the nurse know this guy, so she pushed the guy in front of my mom, and he left the same night. So afterwards, I helped my mom go in the X-ray room, and they dealt with her, and then afterwards, like around 2 o'clock in the morning, because she didn't have no drip, they didn't give my mom no drip at all at that time. 2 o'clock in the morning, the doctor said that they're gonna have to do an ultrasound on mom. So they pushed my mom in the ultrasound room, and this Indian doctor went in the room with my mom for a while. Afterwards, she came out, and an orderly pushed my mom back into the ER, and they said that they will give her a bed. So she went on the bed around after 2 minutes to 3. So they said that my mom has a hole in her stomach, and she has gallstones, and they have to do the surgery early in the morning, and she'll be the first person to do the surgery. So I even helped my mom put on the hospital gown so she could be able to do the surgery. They started giving my mom drips like after 3 minutes to 4. And around 5 o'clock now, this white doctor with brown curly hair, he came in and said that my mom has to do the surgery around 7 o'clock at the doctor. He works beside the doctor. So After 7, I was standing up there. I even watched when the doctor pushed her to the room, by the operating room. So my mom, before that, my mom said, "Dee, go ahead and freshen up, and then you can get something to eat and come back home." But something in my heart, when I came home and eat and different things, after 11, I something in, like when you have the gut feeling that to just go up there and just do something, like you have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up there to the ER and I asked if you know my mom, Miss Abbott. They said, yeah, she's over so in the room on the bed. I think it's bed 26. That was the bed. And I went and my mom had the tube down. The tube is from the back of your nose down to your throat and to your stomach. And her skin looked pale. And I said, Mom, they didn't deal with you? And she said, no. They left my mom in the room. They didn't pay attention to her. She was right there. Her skin looked pale. She's sitting down on the bed. And how they have the tape, her eye was sagged down. They had the tape too tight on my mom's eye. Until I have to tell the nurse that is very tight. Afterwards, remember my mom had to do the surgery 7 o'clock in the morning. Now this is 11 o'clock in the morning and nobody did any surgery with my mom until the evening. I sat down for hours. I mean, I'm not going to wait until they do the surgery. I sat down for hours. No nurse came. The nurse came afterwards, like a couple hours after, to check my mom's pressure. They had drips, which is salt, a certain type of salt type of drip. And they had to lock off that for a while. And hours after, my sister had to call our private doctor, to call that doctor. My private doctor, our private doctor, we had to call the doctor to say that my mom didn't do the surgery and they're pushing her back for some reason I don't know of. So our private doctor had to call that doctor at the hospital to tell her that it could be serious. Certain things could be serious since she have the gallstones inside of her. So after our private doctor spoke to that same doctor at the hospital, the doctor came in the room and said, okay, we'll do the surgery. We're going to do the surgery soon from now. But at the time, the nurses even had said at the hospital that the doctors don't correspond with them. And at the time, like around after 3 in the afternoon, the doctors left to come back. So around after 6, the doctor came back and said that we're going to do the surgery. So they put on a certain socks on my mom's legs. And I even went in the operating room and they told me I have to leave, but I went in the operating room just to make sure that they're going to operate on my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think the operation did finish around after 11 in the night. But afterwards now, my mom went on the ward because they didn't have any bed in the 4th floor. They didn't have any bed, so they waited in the morning to put my mom on the bed after the surgery.
Yes.
Like after 11, because what the visiting hours is like 11 to 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So when we went up there after 11, they were trying to put her on the bed so she could get comfortable and everything else. And they did change the oxygen because they had to put an oxygen on my mom. So we stayed up there the whole time. The next day, we got a phone call after 5 saying that we have to come up there quickly because my mom is in the ICU. They're going to put her in the ICU. So when we went up there now, they said that my mom has a blood clot. They suspect that she has a blood clot in her lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I'm feeling emotional.
It's okay.
I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk because
Oh,
she's
no,
crying at this time.
it's okay. Venetia, it's okay. Give her the time and we'll wait and give her the time because she
Yes.
got to let her voice be heard too. She
Right.
has to let her
You
voice
want?
be heard too. No, it's okay. I'll wait. Andrea will wait. We're here.
Right. You
We'll
go
wait.
ahead.
Just
Go
hold
ahead,
the
Didi.
phone for her. Venetia, just hold the phone for her, please. Or put the phone somewhere where she doesn't need to hold it.
Talk. Go ahead. Talk, Didi. Talk.
Wait, she'll talk. She'll talk. It's okay. It's all right. Just give her some time. She's just talking. Diddy, you're just talking to me.
Okay.
You're just talking to Nikki. Don't think about anything else. Even if you close your eyes, just put the phone somewhere, but put it so I can hear you, and you're just talking to me. You and I are talking. Take your time. Take as long as you like.
Okay. And we went up there, and I told my mom that I love her and she's not going to die. I told her, Mommy, you're going to live. So we had to go back home because it's after 500 visiting hours. Went back home. And then after 11, my mom says she's so thirsty. And,
They give ice.
and they gave her some ice. And we had to go back home because in the cafeteria, they don't
Yeah.
have much ice. So that's why we had to went back home and get some ice for mom.
Hmm.
In the afternoon now, her breathing, her oxygen level, the oxygen level is like 95 to 100. Her
Hmm.
oxygen level ended up being to 90. So the doctor said if they should put her on the ventilator. My mom said she don't want to go on the ventilator because she lost one of her the youngest brother died last year, and one died in 2021. The captain of the tug, his name, Jason Abbott, he was the captain. He passed last year.
Hmm.
So she was afraid to go on the ventilator. So they said they would have put the tube on the side to open up the lungs so she'll be able to breathe better. So the procedure takes like a couple minutes. And afterwards, she was like, "Yes, I'm so happy I made this decision," because she's so proud, and her mom would have been proud of her too. And she was responding and speaking a lot until the doctors had attitude and say, "You're not supposed to be speaking." They had attitude towards my mom. The tube now at the side, they left it in for a couple days. But before that, my mom breathing now act up. The next day, she was gasping for air and right on, "I don't want to die. Am I going to die? Can I see my kids?"
She's writing this down.
And
Diddy?
while she gasping for air, like,
Yeah.
she gasping for air, and then she's writing that down until she's trying to speak until she put ice because they didn't give her no ice like this couple hours. So she was still thirsty and still writing down and gasping for air. And I said, "Mom, you're not going to die. Look at me." Because her oxygen level dropped to 26. And I spoke to her and said, "Look at me. If God with you, who can be against you?" And I prayed with her, and then he ended up going from 26 to 43 to 56 and then to 87. So I was trying to calm her down, and it was working a little bit. And the doctor said they're going to put her on the ventilator, and she looked scared. Her eyes did look really scared, but up to the time she's scared, she looked at me and smiled because she realized that I was panicking too. Then they put on the ventilator, she's not going to be responsive. She's sleeping and everything. The next day now, the doctor even had given us hope. They said the blood clot will dissolve within a few days, 72 hours, they said. And they said they would even wean her off of the ventilator. Mommy even tried to open up her eyes and shake her head when you speak to her. The doctor even said she's trying to fight to come out to sleep. And the doctor even said my mom is going to be okay. In the next in the next 2 days now, my mom heart rate was 140. Our heart rate is supposed to be 80 to 100.
Hmm.
And I realized that on the machine it marks 140. So I asked this nurse in the ICU, like, my mom's heart rate is very high. Could she get a heart attack? The nurse said she can't say yes and she can't say no. She called the doctor, and the doctor said, yes, it's high, but it's not that bad. So we had to call our private doctor now to speak to her, and she said she's gonna come and do it, mom. And she came, she shouted up on us and said, "Oh, I'm busy. What you all want me to do?" And she started raising her voice at me and my sister. We didn't even say a word to her. She came because we were sitting in, the ICU have a waiting room.
Hmm.
We were sitting in the waiting room, and she started raising her voice at us. Then she ended up dealing with my mom, and the doctor with the same brown curly hair came out, and I asked him a question. He said, "Well, the tube at the side, they left it in for like 4 days, but you're supposed to change it every 2 to 3 days. So they left it overall for an extra day, which is 4 days. They left it in. So that's how she got an infection. The tube it is at the side where they give the medications. So the pneumonia now spread to the right lung. And remember, the blood clot is on the left side. And since the next day now we end up getting worse, so she ended up getting pneumonia on both sides of the lungs while she still also had the blood clot. The night before my mom passed now, I was sitting right next to her bedside, realizing the machine. My mom machine went off, and my mom is literally in front of the nursing station. And even another patient, their machine turned orange, and their oxygen level was 92. But nobody was checking. The nurses on their phone laughing and enjoying themselves while not checking on the patients. My mom is in front of the nursing station, and my mom, you remember our pressure is 120/80. Oh, that's supposed to be regular. My mother's pressure was 105/63, which is very low. And he ended up dropping to 86/44. And I told my sister, we need to go and call the nurse quick. The nurses, there was no doctors in the ICU, so they had to call the doctor on the phone. And the doctor told him to give my mom something in the syringe so they could put into the drip. And then afterwards, it went up again, 105, so it improved slightly. But I've been begging them, could you all give my mom some sodium, or could you give her some salt or something in the drip? Because I told them, if you can bring down pressure, you can surely bring it up. The next morning now, the same day my mom passed, and we went up there. My mom pressure was 36/20. And I told the doctor, that is very low. Could you please give my mom something, please? I've been begging her, could you give my mom something to bring up the pressure? She said, well, it's bad, but it's not serious. Now, you cannot fool me with the pressure part, because if it's 120/80 is regular. 36/20, that is really serious. When my mom pressure was that low, her heart ended up stopping, so they had to do CPR. After the first CPR, I ended up being 36/17. That's when the doctor said, okay, I think she needs this. She mentioned a certain type of drip to bring up the pressure. They brought up the pressure now. Remember, after the first CPR, that's when they want to bring up the pressure, which it was after 12 minutes to 1. I've been begging the nurse, begging the doctor, could you please bring up my mom's pressure? After 11 and minutes to 12 is when they want to do it, after the first CPR. And the doctor said, we're going to raise the dosage of antibiotics because my mother's fever was 107. For a few days, the day before it was 101, 101, and then that same day when my mom died, it was 107. I even told the doctor, why would you have the fan so high? Could you just turn down the fan? Because, you know, when you have fever, turning on the fan high is going to make it get cold. We had to purchase ice pack gel because the hospital didn't have any. They didn't have any in the freezer. With my mom now, 36/17 is when the doctor wants to give my mom higher dosages of antibiotics and bringing up the pressure just before she passed. And remember all of that now. Remember, when your heart, when your pressure is very, very low, it can affect your heart. But the doctor is telling me, oh, it's not that serious. It's bad, but it's not that serious, especially when it's 36/20. And in the next couple of minutes, it was 36/17, and that's when they want to bring it up. I get to look at my mom and tell her I love her. I prayed over her and cried and said, Mommy, I love you. I had a little bit of hope, and I told my mom I love you until I touch her foot and she shake her head. And I watched her heart rate drop from 120 to 63 to 0. And the doctors didn't listen to me when I told them if they could have do it earlier. I told them you could just raise my mother's pressure just a little bit. And they did it just before she died. They did it just before she passed. And they said they could have done it before when I'm begging them, please raise the pressure higher. They didn't listen. I've been begging them after 11 and administer one is when I want to do it, and when afterwards you just pass, leave me. I don't have any more.
Oh, let me say something, right? Anybody who go in to do any surgery, and I don't want nobody to be telling me no truthfulness, because if I want to, me no foolie. You're supposed to monitor any patient before, during, and after surgery. Because if you don't monitor them after surgery, you know that they can have complications. Nobody go up there for that. And anybody who wants to talk and say stupidness, go up there and have some kind of surgery on your loved one, and anything happen to them, you will be talking something differently. If it's your loved one, you wouldn't be talking like that. I don't want nobody to come with no stupidness to me. This has nothing to do with politics. Every day you're hearing something. You're giving us hope. You're giving us the impression all is well. The reason why she go on that ventilator, because she lung collapsed, because of the blood clot. And let me say this too. How come that blood clot travels so quickly to the lung? I can't get no answers from the doctors now. They're not telling me the reason. How come she get the pneumonia at the hospital? And then when you finish now, and I want to ask you questions, I'm asking too many questions and you don't have answers. The only concern, because this has nothing to do with politics and nothing of that nature, and what we have to ask anybody out there, if it was you or your family member, would you be speaking this way? Some people talk because God give them out. But the question is, if it was your mother, your sister, your daughter, your wife, would you be talking that way? Doctor's supposed to monitor after. Before Andrew went, nobody come with no foolishness for one thing with me. Anybody have anything to say, me will respond to them. Because it's not your loved one who died. Nobody go up there for do any kind of surgery. For dead. Nobody. Nobody. It does not matter who you be.
Renisha,
So you mean to tell me?
Renisha, I wanna ask some questions.
I lost my mother foolishly. A dead, she gone, and she not come back. The same day, for a whole day. So you mean to tell me somebody dehydrated in the emergency room before surgery for a whole day? I even want to know if I ice then give she. Me even ask the nurses and them ice. Me even want to know if I ice they could give she. And they said no, they can't give her. I thought they give her ice. I thought they would give her ice in the emergency room. Come me ask question. And you know what they say? They can't do that because she have to go into surgery for a whole day, and the surgery is supposed to be in the morning. And you do the surgery in the evening.
So, Renisha and Didi, do you guys know the doctors? I'm not saying to call the doctors' names here, but have
I
you?
I do know the doctors, but I'm not going to call their names.
I'm not saying to call the name on the platform here, but do you have it written down? You have their names written down?
Yes, of course, I do. I do. I
So
do.
I'm going to ask also, since this has happened, has anybody called you?
At the hospital?
Anybody
No.
from the hospital?
No.
Anybody at all?
No.
Government?
Nobody from the hospital. Nobody.
Even when the article has been put in Observer, nobody has called?
Nobody from the hospital, no. And on the death certificate, which I have not received, is likely is going to mark on the same things that they said to me. So when you want to know how it happened, how she get the pneumonia, how the blood clot form, where it form, trust me, I'm not going to get that information either, because I couldn't get it up there because they don't know. They don't know how it happened. So that means if anybody go up there now for do any surgery, Just pray to God that nothing bad happened to you. That's just basically it. The ACs and them supposed to be working. The AC is supposed to be working at the hospital. Why I have to purchase a fan to put into the ICU? That makes sense? Things can happen that way. In the ICU for real, and even on the ward, the fan's not even working. I mean the AC and them not even working. I had to get a fan for my mother. You understand? And you do question the whole thing. She died, and I don't have any answers regarding to her death. All I know is the doctor said it is a successful surgery. They didn't see no hole in her stomach, and the intestine didn't have no tear. You gave us hope. I asked about all the other organs. And for the people out there who want to talk and say what they want to say, nobody expect to go hospital for dead. Nobody.
I know you've said that a couple of
Nobody.
times. 1 second, Vanisha. I know you've said it a couple of times, but the people on the platform here, everybody's supporting you and your sister. Everybody, even with regards to the story and so on, everybody is supporting. Everybody is feeling it. Everybody's there with you and your sister. They're there, they're there with you.
Yes. Yes, yes.
I'm seeing
And
it too.
I am just angry. I'm angry. God
And it's
knows.
about politics, and nobody else on the platform mentioned politics.
Right,
We
right.
mention
You
politics.
know,
We're not
right.
one second, Vanisha. We didn't mention politics. We're not bringing in politics. This is not a
Right,
political
right,
platform.
right.
I
This
make
is
sure
right,
that it's not associated in that way with any kind of
right,
party.
right,
It's
right,
to
right,
remain independent, so we can do
mhm,
like what we're doing right
right,
now.
right.
You know.
And God knows. God one knows. I wish it was me instead of my mother. I wish God had taken me home instead of my mother. You know why? Because when you see your mother deteriorate in front of your eyes, that fear in her eyes because of the fact that, hey, I can actually die. And you know what happening. Every day you go into the ICU. We went into the ICU twice a day, every day. To look for our mother. Our mother was our life. Because she gave birth to us. Nobody can tell me nothing. Because it's not their loved one who passed, so they don't care. There are people outside who will say certain things. And the only thing I can say is, if certain things took place, precautionary measures, my mother would have been alive today. And that is the fact here.
Okay.
Nobody can tell me any foolishness.
Right. I want to speak to Didi a little bit, because I want people to know that Didi is just 20 years old. Didi just turned 20. I want people to have an idea of Didi's relationship that she has with her mom. Well,
Okay, no problem.
she had with her mom. I just want I want her to use this opportunity to just express herself and just speak, because Didi, when I spoke to you, you said that this is your best friend, your mom. You and your mom sleep in the bed. You said that your mom was very worried about you also, both of you, of course, but you being the younger one, 20 years old.
Well, my mom, because I was sick many times last year, and no matter what, my mom never left my side until I come out the hospital. She's there with me. Everywhere she goes, she could go to just the bread shop, and I'm there. Or even on a Sunday, if she goes to the gas station, I would follow her. Everywhere she goes, I'm there. My mom is my best friend. Like if I get sick, she's always there. And I'm actually the sick one. I'm the sick one in the household. I was always the sick one. My mom, she loved me every day. She hugs me and kisses me and said, Didi, I love you. And I said it right back to her. Me and her would cook in the kitchen because we love to cook. My mom, she would write songs and different things until she said, D, you're gonna be successful. She's always there with me, supports me in everything I do.
Mhm.
Last year, my birthday, she made it the best birthday of my life. She said, D, I'm gonna make it the best birthday of your life. I never expected it to be the last. My mom, she struggled with us, and she says, I want my kids to be successful. I want my kids to go far in life. In the past, my mom, she would struggle so much because my mom is my father and everything. She's not only my best friend, she was always my father and everything. My mom in the past, when she had life rough, she wouldn't even eat for days. She would make sure me and my sister eat, and whatever we have left over, she would eat the rest and still smile and feel happy.
Sounds like my mother.
My mom, when my mom would do community work, if you ask Clear Hall people about her, they would tell you who my mom is. My mom would pack food packages for people. She'd have farmers come to her house and she started to give out in Grace Farm, all over. She'd give out in Point Villa, Fort Road. She'd give it out even to the elderlies and people who are in need until my mom, even if she had $7, this man asked her for $3. And my mom had $7 to buy the white slice.
Mhm.
And she gave the guy the $3 and she came back home and she ate. She reheated her stale bread and ate it, and she said she'd rather have nothing at all, but God will bless her. My mom always give, and I'm always dear. But to see her go like this, to see her just go like this, everywhere she goes, I follow. No matter where, I will always follow my mom. And if I'm sick, because I'm always sick, and my mom is always there for me, I suffer with pain. I have the most painful skin condition. If anybody Googles it, you will find it. And my mom, she makes sure I get my antibiotics and everything just to make sure I will be okay. She checks on me. That's why she wants me next to her in the bed. So if anything happens, she makes sure that she helps me. She loved my sister and I so much. And to see that someone like her has to go like this. My mother, her mom even went through a situation back then. The doctor gave my grandmother the wrong medication. She had fever and they had to she was supposed to get antibiotics. And they end up giving her the wrong medication, which is cancer medications at Old Harborton. They end up giving her cancer medication when she needed antibiotics. And that's what killed my grandmother. I don't know why my mom goes through this like this. She did not deserve that.
Yeah.
She even said the same month, no, last month, January, she said, I want to pack some food packages for people. But she even started going to the supermarket and purchasing like whole chicken and different things.
Mhm.
Until she said she would go Golden Grove and start to give out some food packages. But she usually does that to help people who's in need. My mom even bring in barrels, Jordan, the Jordan shoes. She would
Mhm.
give it to people, even Clay Hall. She would get them from overseas just to give it to them. My mom, she helps people get jobs in Antigua too. And to see her go like this, and she never expected to die. It's not like she was a person who was alien, like have cancer and different things, who was alien, and you would feel like, yes, okay. we don't have much time. No, it wasn't like that. And she even put up her face and say, I'm fighting because I'm gonna come home to my daughters. And to see her gone. Everybody know her as Miss Abbott. She gives out to everybody. Even to the doctor. The same doctor my mom, after the surgery, my mom said, Dee, go and get a wine. Because she usually do that for appreciation. She sent me to get a wine for the same doctor who operated on her. She said, I thank the doctors so much. Please buy them a wine. And I bought a couple wines to give the nurses and doctors up there. The same doctor who operated on my mom.
Yes.
And you telling me this? My mom appreciated them so much to doing that. But without knowing that she never expected to get a blood clot and the tube at the side, they left it in for 4 days. That's neglect. My mom never expected to die. And if you saw the tears on her eyes, she was so scared. She was panicking. I never expected like that. I even wish it was me. I might be way younger, but I wish it was me, not my mom.
Don't say that.
I really do. I really do. I do, because she didn't deserve that. She really didn't.
Don't say anything as yet, Wendy. Don't say anything as yet, Didi. I know I'm on. I know that I'm just trying not to. Oh my gosh. Let me say something. I don't even know what to say, but I know what I want. I know what I want, and I know what I want you to do. And when I say you, I'm talking about every person who's on this live right now. I'm talking about right now. Every person who's on this live right now. And you say you stand for truth. You say you stand for integrity. You say you stand for freedom of speech. I'm gonna ask for a couple of things, and I'm gonna watch to see if I get it. I'm gonna ask you for a couple of things. No, here's some of the things that I'm asking you for. If you feeling this, if you feeling how I'm feeling, because we cannot feel to the extent how Didi and Wendy feeling, we can't feel, we can't match up to that. I know I can't match up to that feeling, but the feeling that I'm feeling right now, I need a couple of things. I'm gonna ask everybody to wear a white shirt for 7 days as protest. I want you to wear white for 7 days, whether you have uniform or not. I don't know how you'll be able to do it. I don't know. Whether you have your white rag or whatever. For 7 days. 7 days. Starting tomorrow. 7 days. White shirt, white clothes, wherever. 7 days. Yes? I can't ask you to go for the next 7 days outside of Sir Malwin Joseph office and outside the Prime Minister's office and outside the hospital. We can't disturb the hospital. And outside of Clearview and all the way in St. Mary's where Sir Malwin has his office. If you can do every day, you can do 1 day, you can do 10 minutes, you can do wherever. I want you wearing white for 7 days. And out of those 7 days, because I'm coming to Antigua, I'm not there yet. I got a call on Monday to find out if I'm coming to the press conference physically. Feel quite important. But sidebar. 7 days, white. And you're not in Antigua, wherever you are, wherever, make sure you have something white, 7 days. And those who are in Antigua, I'm asking you to go either to the Prime Minister's office and I want you to stand outside. And I want you to have a plaque that says, Malwin must go. I ain't asking for much. Is that much? That's not much. That's not too much. Sir Malwin says he was not challenged by the media. Well, I want him to be challenged by Free Press 268. I want him to be challenged by Free Press. I want him to be challenged by people who have a voice, so who can speak, and those who can speak. I want him to. We're gonna do this. So you wear your white, even if you don't even have on your white. If you're driving down Queen Elizabeth Highway, and you have your little plaque, keep the little plaque card, make a little nice little plaque card. Malwin must go. Whether you're in town, you're in St. John's, wherever. You're seeing all the little nastiness in St. John's or whatever, because he's the Minister of Environment. You must take a nice little picture or whatever, you like a flyer, you like a, like this. Let me write it. Do I need to write it to you? Let me do a little script of it. Eh? Write on Josso too. And not Josso. Josso. So, yeah? Yeah? Just have it in the car. Just have it in the bus. Have it in your purse. Have it, even if we all have our different ways of transportation. You just have it. And anywhere you go, you just pull out your little and take a picture. Even post it. I can post it on the Free Press 268 page. I'm going to post it. You know why? I was preparing tonight's program and I went through the Constitution. Sir Malwin has a habit of going to the Constitution. According to the Constitution, he can't. And according to the Constitution, he can't because of the Constitution. So I went to the Constitution. And if we can't get him to resign according to the Constitution, we can get him to resign according to public pressure. All right? So I want some pressure. That's not much of a request, is it? Is it? Anywhere you go. Hire like a something. Anywhere. This is beyond ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. This is the epitome of ridiculous. This is ridiculous of the ridiculousness of ridiculous. That in 2024, and he sits there in that press conference, he said he wasn't challenged. He was told that tongue smelled like urine. He wasn't challenged, but he told her, yes, she's right. She has a point there, and I agree with your point. And where are the toilets? But then he sits down with Darren Matthew Ward. He said he wasn't challenged by the media. You didn't even provide a link for me to attend because you don't want me to ask you any questions, sir. I'm the person that asked you the question about the sexual harassment at Clearview, and you said that the report was such a egregious something, and let you say it to me so that I can understand clearly what you're saying. And come on, man, this is not politics. This is people. This is not party. This is people. These are people's lives. This woman lost her life. She went to the hospital January 25th, and the hospital. Sir Malwin, you were knighted. You're the Minister of Knighted. You're the Minister of Health. You're knighted for your years of service. Is it years of service, really? Is it? But thank you for your service. Enough is enough. Trolley on down to the sunset. And let's get somebody who really can do the job. So, yes? Come on, people. Come on. He must go. Malwin must go. And the Prime Minister should decide is either Malwin or he must go or who gonna go or wherever need to go. But they need to shake things up. Things need to happen. They need to go. Malwin, Sir Malwin. Thank God for independent Free Press 268. I see somebody saying, like a lot of the ABLP supporters saying, they should ban me from coming to the post-cabinet press briefing. It doesn't stop this platform. It doesn't stop what we do here. It doesn't stop the news coming here. It doesn't stop what we're doing here. But enough is enough. And you are not taking responsibility. You're not accepting responsibility. You're not doing that. So we understand that your style of politics is in 1970 wherever, where you lie and just do the whole fake thing, and you just do the whole bluffing thing, and you just, you just play that old man's game. You just play that old man thing, but that thing ain't working because we young. You know? We above that. We have grown. We read. We are well-read people. You raise this, read this. Come on, man. So wear your white. Those who on this live, those who hear in this live, even if anybody afterwards, wherever, but wear your white and have your liquor placard. And even if you don't want for just have Marvin must go, at the bottom he must go for Wendy, at least for Wendy. If not for Wendy, for Latifah. Because I'm still ain't getting no answers. We're still ain't getting no answers with regards to Latifah. We're still not getting answers with regards to anything. So Sir Marvin needs to resign. He can just say that, due to his age, due to his lack of, due to his lacking. He don't even need much of a resignation letter. Due to my lacking, I resign. It's not politics. This is not politics. Not because we're speaking frankly that you need to go, sir. It's not politics. It's people. It is people. You close down an operating room that people have to operate every day. People sick every day, 24/7. A hospital is there for sick people. A hospital is there for sick people. Yeah? So, Marvin, thank you very much for your service. Enjoy your retirement. You got to go. We don't want no more. It's enough. It's we've had enough. Wendy?
Hi, this is Winisha, yes.
Saying Wendy. I'm supposed to be saying Wenisha. Go ahead, Wenisha.
Well, what I want to know is, when they operated on my mother, did the AC work in the theater? I want to know these things, right? And as it relates to my mother being dead foolishly, it is totally wrong to see that my mom went up there and you gave us hope. You gave us the impression all is well. Nothing wrong with your other organs. And you hear about blood clot in a lung and pneumonia. You run all the tests and you end up coming negative. So they can't say no COVID or nothing because they did all of that on her. And you don't know what is causing the fever. And you end up talking about, you believe it is sepsis. So what caused the sepsis? What caused the pneumonia? How the blood clot from, where it come from? And why is it after surgery this took place? Nobody can tell me nothing. I want answers and I am not getting it. You can't be telling me one thing and mean the next. You can't be telling me that all is well and every day I'm hearing something else. Nobody wants to lose a loved one at the hospital, and nobody wants for dead at the hospital neither. Why is it that the nurses and them do whatever they feel like? Can you imagine I went into the ICU one night in the evening and I asked, I want to see a doctor. No doctors in the ICU. They told me that no doctors are available at this time and I have to wait until the following day. Why? Doctors not supposed to be in the ICU 24/7 since it's critical care, right?
Yes.
No, I am the type of person, I'm also emotional, but I'm angry at the same time and I want answers.
Yes. Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it could have been anybody. It could have been anybody. How come AC not working at the hospital? You ever hear them kind of things? Hospital and AC not working? That should never happen.
Does
and you do
anyone
a
know?
surgery.
Does anyone
Mhm.
know how long the MRI machine has been down?
No, I don't
Okay.
know.
All
I
right.
don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
But when somebody supposed to do surgery the morning and you wait until the evening, and you wait until the evening to do it, the first thing you look at, what about the patient? What about the pain and different things she is going through? And why is it she keeps saying she's thirsty?
Yeah,
And you
but
have
I mean,
plenty hours.
in all fairness, too, whenever you have to do surgery, you can't eat because I had to do C-section for my son, and I couldn't eat
Right,
a certain time. I don't even
right,
think they were even allowing me to have the ice. So I can understand that, and even with the length of time, just to ensure that this is balanced. We're not trying to say, oh, Sir Marlon is not doing nothing, and we're not even trying to say
right,
that we're
right,
not trying to fix things now either. But it's a bit too late,
right, right. I
But
just want to know,
go ahead, go ahead.
I just want to know, you're supposed to do surgery on somebody since 7 o'clock in the morning, and you wait until the evening to do that.
Well, with that too,
Why
I
is
was
it we have to call? Why
no,
is it that we have to call? No, hold on there. Why is it we have to call the nurses straight, telling them that my mom don't look good? She face no look right. Come and check up on her, please. Because that's what we have to do in the emergency room. Come, come. Come check up on her, please. Come.
Mhm.
Straight. Until they even, one of them told me don't panic. I said, what do you mean don't panic? You understand? When I see how my mom look in there, before surgery, when they say she's supposed to do surgery and then they push it back in the evening, I
Mhm.
want to know if they're not supposed to monitor her before, during, and after surgery. Because nurse is supposed to attend to her because of her situation. And I didn't see the nurses coming all the time. I'm being honest. She
Yeah.
deteriorated right in front of our eyes.
Mm.
And after surgery now, when you feel all is well, she's going to come home to her children, to her family.
Mhm.
You'll hear about blood clots and other complications, which could have been avoided. You understand? Which
Yeah.
could have been avoided. They said in the ICU, while she was on oxygen, that she can have ice. That is what they said in the ICU.
Mhm.
And I said to her, well, mother, soon from now you're going to be able to come home and you'll be able to drink your juice. And you can be able to get your conch water and goat water. And she gave me a smile.
Mhm.
She spoke on everything. She was responsive, I tell you.
Yeah.
But her lung collapsed because of the blood clot. I just want to know how it happened. And that pneumonia and sepsis, that's all I'm asking. That is all I want to know from the doctors. That is all I'm asking. Where she get all these things from? And I want to know why the AC wasn't working. Why? That should have never ever happened. Never. When we think about it, when you really think about it, you don't find other places around the world having issues with AC in the hospital. And all of that could have contributed to the pneumonia. Everything because the hospital they said she get it from. And the tube at the side, the doctor said, I believe because of the fever she has an infection. Right? That's where she get the medications from. Okay then. But you gave us hope and you said everything is okay. When she's about to close her eyes is when you say sepsis to me. You believe? I don't want to hear these things when I go up there. Doctor's supposed to tell me, oh God alone can help.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked regarding to the fact how long she'll be on the ventilator. And every time you ask them, they direct you to a particular doctor. I don't like to hear these things. I lost my mother. She's not coming back. She gone. And she gone forever. But when you look at it in context, it is erroneous for what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for answers. Because it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
You can't be saying you're going to do a surgery now. Prepare her for the surgery. Wait until the evening to do the surgery. And after that, now give us hope. Nothing wrong with the other organs. I would like to know though, were they giving her blood thinners? Were they giving her certain things to avoid that blood clots?
Mm-hmm.
I would want to know.
Yeah.
And how is it the blood clot traveled to the lung so fast after surgery? Because she never suffered from blood clots before surgery. So that is all I can say at this time.
Yes.
That is
Did
all I can say.
Didi, what about yourself?
Well, to be honest, I don't have my mom anymore to lean on when I'm depressed and sad. I don't have her and telling her, Mommy, I love you anymore. And I feel like I wish like this, none of this happened. Up to even this day, I feel like it's like a nightmare that I can't get out of. I'm still, everybody's telling me I'm in denial because I don't feel like she's gone. Like, I think maybe she's gone somewhere. I don't even think my mom is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want her to leave me. I love my sister dearly, but a mother's love is totally different.
Yeah.
I don't have her like when I have her next to you on the bed, I can hug and say, Mommy, I love you. Even when I'm going through my pain, my mom says, I wish I could take your pain away because she hates seeing me in pain. I go through my own pains I go through, and my mom would be like, Adi, I wish I could just take all your pain away. And that shows that she really loves me, and I know she loves me out of this world. And I love her so much. When I see my mom like that, I'm asking God, could you just let me go through that instead and let my mom live? I would give up everything. I'm begging the doctors and telling the doctors, could you bring up my mom pressure even the night before? Nobody listened to me. The same morning after 11, I'm begging them, please do it. And you're telling me minutes to 12 is when you said, okay, well, I think she needs this. After 11, I'm asking the doctor now, 30, 36 over 20. Oh, it's bad, but it's not serious. That's all I heard. Even though I know that's not true because 120 over 80 is regular, 36 over 20 is too low. And when it's 36 now over 17 is when you want to give her something which is minutes to 12. After the first CPR, they want to give her higher doses of antibiotics and give her that to bring up her pressure, give her certain to bring up the pressure, which was too late. Because we speak to my mom and I touch her and say, Mommy, I love you. And she shake her head. And when my mother died, a tear came from her eyes.
Oh, she
And
didn't.
my private doctor wiped my mother's tears and say she's looking back on her girls.
Mm.
I didn't expect to lose my mom this year. My mom even says she's happy to see another year. I feel like I'm just living in a nightmare that I can't get out of.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry
Oh,
to. you. I give you both my condolences. I give you both my hugs. I
Mhm.
give you all the love and all the prayers that I can give you and all the strength I can give you at this time. And Didi, you're
Thank
so
you.
young. I give you just an extra hug. Didi, you're so young. Wanisha, could you just hug Didi for a minute? Just hug her. I know that you guys usually hug, but this one is from me, Didi. This one is from Nikki. Wanisha, you're hugging her?
I'm hugging her. Yes, I am. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
And then you need to
Yes.
hug her from the Free Press 268 platform. Give her a hug again. Didi, if she's not hugging you, tell me.
She's hugging me right now.
And then give her more hugs and squeeze from every single person on this live, every single person. And the same hug that you need to give to her to Anisha. Just give Anisha a hug and a squeeze, and we just sending y'all hugs, big hugs, big hugs. This cannot be easy. Big hugs, like from everybody. Just feel the love channeling to you. Just feel us sending you all the love and the prayers, and let us just raise some good vibes that we can shift and break all this evil and this negativity and this don't care. This we need to come out of this. We need to come out of this. We need to come out of this.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. We gotta talk afterwards. But for
Right. Yeah.
everybody on this live and for both of you, remember I asked you, Wanisha and Didi, I'd
Mhm.
like you to join everybody. Even if anybody don't come, I want the two of you to do it because it's for the two of you. If I was there, I would have been right there with you. Trust me. And I
Yes.
have
Yes.
evidence to prove my previous word on other situations. When I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
And for people
Yes.
who are here that's saying that we're going to do it and we support you, I want to see those white shirts, white clothing, waving a white flag. Okay, Malwin, you win. You win, Malwin. Gosh, Jack, you win, Jack. You win. We waving the white flag. You win, Jack. You gotta go. You know, and we need to see that hospital shape up. We need to see a big shift. We need to see. Oh man, come on. So I still need to talk to you guys behind the scenes. So I need to keep up with what's going on. And we'll talk more about other things. And Didi will talk more about um your ailment that we spoke about. I want to get more in depth, and that's for another conversation, not on here. That's for us to have privately. Is that okay?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yes. So Vanisha, thank you very much too. And I'm going to message you.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
And thank you too. And thank you, Didi. And we just send y'all again lots of love and strength, and don't give up, and don't give up seeking answers. And we'll talk to see where this goes next and what happened and what we can do.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
You have a wonderful night, Miss Phoenix.
I want to say your voice sounds so nice and sweet. I just love how you
Thank
speak. I see how your mommy would hug you up and kiss you and You're so sweet, my darling. Just stay strong, okay? Stay strong. Your sister's there for you. We're here for you. Now that we're connected with you, we're gonna stay connected and be there for you. And everybody's just gonna give you strength and just, be your angels. Your mom is your angel for sure. For both of
Yes.
you. Both of you. Okay?
Yes.
All
Right.
right.
And thank you so much, Miss Phoenix.
Yes, of course. The both of you stay blessed and stay strong, okay?
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Guys, don't jump off the live, Don't jump off the live because I need to show you why you're going to be wearing the white shirt. Did I prove it? Why you're going to be wearing white? Your silent protest. Did I prove it? Your silent protest for 7 days? Even if not starting tomorrow, starting Monday? Hmm? We have a few places you can go. The Prime Minister's office. You don't have to go everywhere, It's not everywhere you can go. We can't be everywhere. We're not omnipresent like the Most High God. We're not omnipresent. So we big and large in numbers. So some by the Prime Minister's office, some by the hospital, Some buy Clearview. Remember when you buy Clearview, don't forget Latifah. I don't want people to forget Latifah. Latifah George, the name, call to action, Latifah George, call to action, Debbie Abbott. So there's still the Ministry of Health. There's still Sir Malwin Joseph office. Yes, Sir Malwin, we come in there too. Nice outside with nice with the placard. Even if we come outside, is he still driving the Tesla or somebody else driving it? Is it, yeah? Come out the Tesla nice and you just take a nice little selfie outside by the Tesla. You know? Say, Sir Marvin, can I have a picture outside the Tesla? Make sure I like a sign. You know? Not in 2024. Not in 2024. People lose their job for less than that. Here in the UK, they lose their job for less than that. Other countries, they lose a job for less than that. Even in Jamaica, you have ministers resigning when certain things happen in the Bahamas, in Kitts. Anybody resign in Antigua? Any minister of government ever resign in Antigua or ever accept accountability for anything? Any minister? No. He said the media didn't ask any questions. He said the media did not ask any questions. Y'all didn't ask any questions. Yeah? We have to let our voices be heard. They're going to come and knock at your door. And if not you, they're going to knock at your neighbors. And trust me, when they don't get every single person down the line, they're going to come back and knock at your door because they didn't get you. But we got to stop them. It got to stop. The charade got to stop. The fakeness got to stop. The lies and innuendos got to stop. This playbook is old. This playbook is old and disrespectful to people who read and understand and can see clear as day. It is unfair. It is unfair. And for those who think that you need to be fearful, break that spirit of fear. Okay? Because they're the ones that are fearful of you when the elections come around. You can get anything you want. Well, you can get anything you want now too. Because we want Sir Malwin to go. Sir Malwin. You can even say, you like to quote scriptures. You can even quote one of them Elijah scriptures and say that in my dream when I was asleep, the Most High God said, enough is enough. Marlin, the people weep. Malwin, what do you name? Malwin, the people weep. And then he said, in my dream. Come on. Come on. Yes, it needs a protest. It needs a protest. And I agree with you. It needs a protest. We need to protest. And don't anybody say, oh, I am here and I am protesting. Every time I go and sit at that post-cabinet press briefing and I do my research and I do tackling, I'm representing you. I'm representing the people. Even those who would say all of the things that they're saying and negative things, I represent them too. Even Troy Allen, that would allow people under his platform to say whatever they want, whether for entertainment purposes or not. I support him too. Because truth is truth. Truth is truth. It don't have a color or a side. This is a major issue. The healthcare system in Antigua, there is a healthcare crisis. There is a mental health crisis and there is a healthcare crisis. There is a crisis as we say. And these sisters need your help. These sisters need your voices. We're going to wrap up. We got to wrap up. So I need us in our white. And I need you with your signs. Whether you want to glitter it up, whether you want to do it, scribble it up, whether you want to do whatever. Do not be disrespectful. Do not defame. Do not do any of those things. You don't need to do any of that. Don't do any of those things. I ain't ask you to do none of that. I just asked you to do a simple thing. I ain't asked you to do nothing else. Oh, and here where you're seeing all my pluses is all different places. Yeah, just do it like a show up. What do you mean no white? Why no white? Denise said no white. Help me to understand. Why no white? What's happening? I'm trying to read the comments. I'm trying to read the comments, guys. Oh, that's white. Oh yes, but is he need to? We are surrendering. Enough is enough. We're surrendering under this kind of no surrender, no retreat. So what color? Whatever color it is, guys. I don't even know whatever color it is. I just want no hell no. Okay, good, fine. No surrender. Look. I just want. I just need us to do a silent protest. I just need us to make a statement. I just need the voices to be heard. We need Sir Malwin to go. We need Sir Malwin to resign. We need him to resign. Or he can take a very long trip to China. Anyone. China would welcome him. Black or purple. Anything is fine. You guys choose black or purple. And I get you. That's why we're here. We're a platform together, you know. We're together on this. So black or purple, but I need you with your signs. Nothing, no disrespectful, not remember, no profanity, no nothing. Nothing. Yeah, must you want me? Hey, don't worry. I'm not gonna tell y'all how y'all gonna see my silent protest with my sign. Don't worry. Hold on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Yes. We're gonna do this. Because this is serious. This is serious. And I know we keep saying it all the time and all the different things keep happening, but people losing their lives. You're going for a simple operation and you're losing your life. Now, when I was listening to Wanisha when she was talking, when Wanisha was speaking, Wanisha said something about the ICU and what happens in there or whatever. It automatically had me remember Bruce Arundel, my co-worker, Bruce Arundel from ZDK when I was with ZDK at the time last year. And Bruce went into the hospital. He never came out. He went in the ICU, never came out. Even for all this time we've been hearing, even during COVID and so on, we heard with people when people are talking about going on the ventilator, they never came back. There was a story with the pregnant woman with her husband, and when they went to the hospital and the woman died. And the Prime Minister was talking about it on his radio station. A life is not just like a piece of nothing. Our lives are like that, a piece of nothing. Is it? You're not worth anything. We're not worth anything. We're not worth something. We're not even worth the minister actually acknowledging and accepting his role, not just to just casually say he thinking, but just be fair in yourself. You're doing a really horrible job. And you're fobbing it off onto everybody. Like my interview with Mr. Steve Morgan, do the right thing. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to stand in the queue to pay a bill. You don't have to cut around and go and cut anybody else off. It's not that hard to stay in the queue to pay a bill. You know? It's not that hard. It's not. Just I want to see. Send me your pictures, whether you do a short live, do a video. I'm putting them on the Free Press 268 page. I want to put them on the Free Press 268 page. Take your pictures wherever, wear your black or your purple, but Sir Marlon has got to go. No more, man, no more. Yeah, you're fixing up wherever you're fixing. I'm sure the work can continue. Somebody else can do it wherever, but no, you got to go. I got to go here now too, but you got to go, Sir Marlon. You're a disrespect. You're a disrespect. You're insulting people's intelligence. You're insulting people's intelligence. Insulting people's intelligence, man. I wanted to play the full interview a little bit more from Twin Island Media, but I see the time and I know that J Truth is gonna start his live. So I'm going to wrap up. But guys, my people, my family, my brothers and sisters, my brethren and sistrins, This is serious, people. Yeah? Very, very serious. We have work to do. No more talking. Like, I was gonna give you all a joke, but another time for that is serious time. That the army want to see. Send the pictures, send the videos, send your selfies, send them. I'm putting them on the Free Press website. I'm putting them the videos on the Facebook, on the YouTube, wherever it is, we're putting it. Public pressure. Okay? According to the Constitution, let me read the Constitution. You know, whenever Sir Malwin calls a press conference, he said, according to the Constitution, according to the Constitution of Antigua and Barbuda, ministerial resignation. A minister other than the Prime Minister must resign from their position if any of the following conditions apply. 1, they are appointed or reappointed as Prime Minister, they cease to serve, blah, 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 blah. Or 2, here 2, public pressure for resignation. Let me read this part for you. While the Constitution does not explicitly outline mechanisms for public to force a minister's resignation due to non-performance, it is essential to recognize that you, the public, I'm saying that to you, and I didn't get it from the Constitution. I did not take this from anti-Constitution. They would not put that there. That you, the public, can force a minister to resign. But it's right there. For non-performance, this is non-performance. Not just this situation, the hospital situation, the whole situation, the whole thing is a mess. Citizens can express their dissatisfaction through protests, petitions, media scrutiny, array of things, a number of things. We can do it, right? We can do it, and we're going to do it. I say much love. Public pressure. Malwin must go. We don't want no more. We just don't. We've had enough. All right, guys, send me a picture, send me a videos. Let's do it 7 days in wearing your black or your purple. And we're making a statement. We're doing it. The media didn't ask any questions. Fine. But the media is going to put pressure on you, sir, for you to wonderfully walk into the sunset. Give somebody else a chance. Hand the baton on to somebody else who can do the job. Yeah? All right. Love you guys. Blessings. Later. We got to go. I don't know if J Truth Live started yet, but we got to go. Love you guys. Blessings. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.